Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about something that I think is very important as women that we discuss. I want to talk about my experience taking birth control pills, the contraceptive pill, and the experiences that I have had because of taking those, because I've taken a lot of pills and I have had a lot of really negative but also a lot of positive sort of things from that, and I just wanted to sort of create a discussion with you guys. I'm not saying yes or no to taking the pill because I know it's such a complicated thing and it's quite controversial, but I just wanted to chat to you and just discuss my experiences, what's happened to me from messing with my hormones, the positives, the negatives. Disclaimer before this starts, this is not a video to say don't take the birth control pill, because I'm not about that at all. I loved the pill, I love it, but I have stopped taking it now personally. But I love the effects it had, and it is so important, especially if you are young and you are sexually active. If the pill works for you, definitely I 100% am all for it, because you don't want things to happen that you don't want to happen before you're ready for them to happen. So I am not saying here don't take it at all. I'm saying that I want to discuss with you guys the effects that it has on our bodies. And so I'd really like to encourage you guys also, if you have your own experiences taking birth control pills or hormonal situations of anything, birth control, acne related anything, please do go down to the comments below and let's make this into a discussion, because this is like girl talk, women on women. Woman on woman. I don't know what I'm saying, but let's get into it. So I started taking the pill when I was 15 years old. I was just about to turn 16 and I just started dating my very first proper boyfriend. Mum sort of just put me on it because she realized I was dating this guy, and whether or not things were looking like they were getting serious, she kind of just put the mum hat on and was like, you're going on the pill whether you like it or not. At the time I loved it because I was like, I'm so mature. But yeah, so first of all, I remember my mum took me to the doctor. I went on Levlen. They put me on Levlen first. So Levlen is kind of a basic. It's quite affordable. It's sort of the one that they just put you on to start off with. But I have heard a lot of people saying that they've had really bad experience with Levlen, and I have had bad experiences with that. So yeah, I went on that pill. I took it for a few months, and from memory I think I put on weight. I had really painful periods, something like that, and so mum was like, maybe this is the pill, let's change it up and we'll go back. So second of all, they gave me Yasmin. So if anyone knows about Yasmin, Yasmin is the one, and so is YAZ, which I've also been on most recently. Yasmin is the one that is really controversial in the past few years, because the pill is kind of known to increase your likelihood. Every pill does increase your likelihood, but Yasmin and YAZ increase your likelihood of getting blood clots and just issues like that that are really quite serious. So they always come with the warnings and stuff like that, but there was this big issue with Yasmin and YAZ coming out, and everyone's like, stop taking Yasmin and YAZ because you're gonna get blood clots, and everyone freaked out. My doctor told me that it wasn't to worry about. She was like, no, it's still quite low of a chance, it's not too big of a deal. Take Yasmin, you'll be fine. My experience taking Yasmin, I took Yasmin for 2 years straight. Yasmin was amazing. It did everything right for my body. My weight was maintained. I felt like I lost a lot of weight while I was on Yasmin, because Yasmin's sort of known to keep your weight under control, not in it makes you lose weight sense, but it's just known to maintain weight. I was looking good, my skin was amazing, my periods were quite short, everything was kind of just wonderful. I genuinely loved Yasmin, and it has been my favorite all-time pill that I've ever taken. So I had broken up with another boyfriend that I had at that time. We'd been dating for about a year, and I went to college. I moved to uni, and then the only reason I stopped taking Yasmin was because, and this is a really silly reasoning, but it was because I felt like I couldn't afford it. Something about Yasmin is a lot more expensive. Yasmin was about $80 for 3 months, whereas Levlen before was about $40. And I told my mum, because before my mum was paying for it, and then I told my mum, no mum, this is my responsibility, I'm going to buy my own birth control. So I got to uni and I was just like, oh, but I can't afford that. And I was like deciding to buy things like alcohol and textbooks, which is like obviously the two necessities of university, instead of my birth control pills, which is really, really stupid of me, but I got through. Basically, stop taking it. This is when the scary shit starts. I actually didn't get a period for over 9 months. I think in the end it was about 10 months until I got one. So I legit thought I was pregnant for 9 months. I could have had a baby. I was freaking out. I was legitimately taking a pregnancy test every like month because I was like watching those documentaries that are like, I didn't know I was pregnant, and I'm like freaking out. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I think everyone who is sexually active has definitely had a stage in their life where you convince yourself that you are pregnant and you start seeing babies everywhere and everyone around you is pregnant, and it's just chaotic. So that was me for about 9 months of my life. So eventually I decided to go and see a doctor about this because not having a period for 9 months is kind of weird. So basically what happens when you stop taking the pill is that your body has to start sort of going again, and my body just took a really long time. It's a common thing, like people don't get their period for like maybe a few months or maybe like, you know, a few weeks. Most people do get their period like the day that they stop taking the pill. That's like what is meant to happen. They full did like scans and everything and looked at my ovaries because they were a bit worried there might be something wrong. It came back saying that there was nothing actually wrong, but they said that I might have issues when I want to get pregnant, but it wouldn't actually be an actual issue. Like it'd be more like just I need a little bit of hormone help. But eventually I started getting my period again, but that freaked me out. And I think the worst thing about that whole situation was when I talked to the doctor told me to go back on the pill because I needed to start up my periods again. And it seems to be like a recurring thing when I talk to other girls and other women, that if you have any sort of issue with your hormones, you are told to go on the pill. And that just doesn't make sense to me. Like going off the pill completely messed up my system, and my system wasn't actually like able to reproduce for 9 months. So by telling me to go back on the pill to like get it back to normal, that doesn't make sense to me. So I actually said I didn't want to take the pill because I didn't feel comfortable with that. I thought it was messing with my hormones too much and I wanted to stay away from it. So when I was going to Europe last year, I decided that it was time to go back on the pill. So I went to a doctor, and here is another horror story for you. I went to a doctor, and every girl knows that it is really uncomfortable to go to the doctor and say, I want birth control. Like it is an uncomfortable thing if you're not comfortable with your doctor. But since I moved to Sydney, I don't have a doctor here who knows me, and I kind of end up going to those like, you know, big doctor surgeries where you just like take a number, you just walk in and then you walk out and it's bulk billed. So the doctors there, I find, don't really care about you. They're just in and out, you're probably fine, take some medicine, have antibiotics, let's not actually diagnose you, let's just give you medicine. So this doctor that I went to, I'm not going to say a nationality because that's just going to cause a stir, but basically he was from a background where women are quite conservative, and I could tell that from his accent, from his dress, from everything, like how, you can tell, I could tell. So automatically I felt uncomfortable because I thought that I would be going against his beliefs by me coming in, young girl, saying I would like birth control please. And then he made me feel so uncomfortable. This doctor judged me from the moment I walked in and opened my mouth and said that. He then proceeded to tell me that, and this is completely wrong, this is not like a thing at all. He told me that in order to be prescribed the pill, which I've been prescribed twice before then, he told me that I needed to go get a pregnancy test done, a professional like blood test to prove that I wasn't pregnant so that he could give me the pill. I'm sitting there and I'm telling him, my boyfriend has been overseas for like 7 months. I haven't seen him for 7 months, and he's just like, I need proof that you're not pregnant. So he's basically sitting there telling me that I am being like unfaithful to my boyfriend, and that's why I want birth control. It just blew my mind. That was really offensive to me, and also it is not a thing at all. You do not have to go to get a blood test to be given birth control. You don't need to prove that you are not pregnant to get birth control. Like, so I said, look, okay, I'll go get the blood test. I walked out and I was like, no, that is not happening. I'm not doing that. That is not necessary. I then came back the next day and I asked to see a female doctor. And when I saw the female doctor and I told her what had happened the day before and how he told me that, she was like, could not believe that he had even said that. She was offended herself as a woman. She couldn't believe that I had been judged like that and I'd been treated like that by a doctor. God help me if I'd come in with an STI, like, oh. Anyway, so she prescribed me Levlen again, which I knew I had been on, and I was like, oh, but I kind of couldn't remember what had happened. Like, I told her I'd been on Yasmin, but she was against Yasmin, so she put me on Levlen. So I took Levlen for about a month and a half, and everything went to like crap. I was just breaking out everywhere. I was so moody. Everything possibly that could go wrong hormonally was going wrong. I was gaining weight, I was bloated all the time, just everything. So then I went back and this new doctor gave me YAZ. YAZ was amazing again, much like Yasmin. It's sort of like the same family of pills. And YAZ has this amazing little like contraption where it actually bips at you and tells you when you need to take your pill, and it won't stop beeping, so you actually can't be like, oh, I'll do it later. It's so annoying that you have to get up and go get it, because it was brilliant. It made me take it exactly the same time every day. I loved YAZ. I still love YAZ, but then I had to stop taking it. So yeah, YAZ gave me periods from hell. I'm not just talking like, oh, just get a heat pack, my stomach hurts a little bit. I'm talking like I'm keeled over in pain. I'm vomiting because the pain is so intense that my stomach is actually contracting enough to bring up my food. That's how much pain I was in. And on top of that, this is, I think, the scariest part of all. I started getting spider veins, varicose veins, my legs, arms, around my boobs, and just everywhere. Like, spider veins, I can deal with, you can deal with, but varicose veins, I'm not okay with. They're the big veins that pop out, and they're starting to pop out at the back of my legs. They're not intense, but that is the real reason why I stopped taking it, because YAZ was one of the ones that was known for causing blood clots. And when I realized that my blood was like doing something funny, like my veins are going funny, I started to get a bit worried. And then I actually started getting these little sort of clot-like things on my legs, where I would suddenly get like a sharp pain on an area of my leg, and I would like touch it, and it was on the outside of my leg, but it was like there was a hard lump underneath, and it sort of felt like a burst sort of vein or something. And then like you touch it and it would be hard, and then by the next day I would have like a bruise like that big. So I was getting little burst veins and stuff. I don't know if that was like a clot or what it was, but it was enough to scare me because I'd heard about like the whole clot situation with YAZ and Yasmin. So I stopped taking that, and I haven't had any since. I stopped taking that pill, I think, like 2 months ago. I've had like the shortest, most like no pain whatsoever in my periods. It's so normalized now. I'm so happy. It's like my body's like, look, Steph, you've been through enough. But yeah, that is like all the messed up stuff that I have had happen to me from taking birth control pills. I find the whole birth control contraceptive pill thing to be so like, so crazy. Like everything that we put ourselves through is so crazy, and there's like other options that don't involve messing with your hormone levels and like estrogen and like all of that. And I've been messing with my system for too long, and I've had too many weird things come out of that. And I think one of the most important things as women, whether or not it's like important to us now, like I'm almost 23, I'm not worried about having children, but in say like 5 years, I'm probably going to be worried about having children. So the fact that my birthing situation is like getting messed up by like pills that I'm putting into my body and like changing my hormones. Like hormones affect absolutely everything. They really do. And I think that's one thing that we have learnt, is that from taking these pills that change your hormones, they affect everything. I just really wanted to like open up a conversation. I'm not saying don't take the pill, because for some people they work amazingly, and like doctors and scientists say that it's not actually an issue. It shouldn't affect your ability to like have children or your fertility or anything. It shouldn't affect it. So it's totally safe to like take the pill. But I just wonder, like, why do we put ourselves through so much? Like, it's so crazy, like the stuff that we go through from these pills. And it's crazy that there's no sort of like chart or like description of like what each pill has different levels of and what these levels can affect you with. Like, there's no education on that, and I think that we should be educated on that because not everyone is going to work with the same pill. There should be like blood tests or something so they can test your levels or something, and then they can match you to whichever one's going to be best. I just really wanted to open up the conversation to you guys and like share with you what's happened to me, and like please share down below what's happened to you. Once again, this isn't like don't take the pill. If it works for you, that's so great. The pill is amazing. I would still be taking it if I hadn't had those reactions. But yeah, I think I just really wanted to talk to you guys about this because it's a conversation that I always have with my friends. It's a conversation that I have with like random women. Like, if one person says something about the pill, like 50 other women in the room will be like, oh, well, this is my story, this is my story. And like, no one speaks about it online. Like, so this is like a girl chat that we would have in our bedrooms. And I know that my viewership is like mainly 18 to 24, so I think it's so relevant. And to like you girls that are young and going into, you know, becoming sexually active or wanting to take it for like acne purposes or anything like that, I think it's really important to be aware of what you can go into. I also think it's really important that when you're starting to take the pill that you are aware that there are numerous ones that you can take, and that you can go to your doctor if you don't like the effects. You can very easily go back to your doctor and say, please, I need to change my pill. That is so important. You can change your pill. Don't suffer. Like, don't suffer. You can change it. You can fix it. I'm also really scared that someone's going to go off and get like teenage pregnant now because I've said this. But yeah, opening up the conversation. I really hope you guys enjoyed this sort of like real talk video. I think I want to start doing some more sort of real talk sort of things about issues that affect us as girls and women. I want to do one like maybe once every like few weeks. But yeah, hope you guys all have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you very soon with another video. Goodbye. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a fabulous day.